Okay, so I'll do Donna's part, you know? So what's today's topic?
Today's topic is drumroll, please. Gasp!
What was it? The topic
How
was
we got into K-pop.
Yes,
Alright,
our
okay.
origin stories.
Our origin, our debut.
Our debut.
Our debut.
Huh?
This is what we talk about, our pre-debut stories.
Okay.
And how we were trainees and how we had to
How?
follow these slave contracts. Who wants to go first?
Let's listen poquito.
Who has a, okay, first of all, who has like a short, story? Because I kind of have like a pretty lengthy essay about how I got into
Oh,
Britney's is a little problematic from what I heard.
I
what do you mean?
was a bit problematic
Britney.
too, not gonna lie.
Brittany was like, when
What
you
do you
told me,
have-
I'm like,
Oh my god.
I won't spoil it, but
what do you mean problematic?
yes, sir. I would
What do
say
you mean
yes.
problematic?
Yes, it was problematic, Brittany. But okay, if you're gonna
How?
mention,
Okay,
We
Brittany,
all-
then you can start off with your story since I want to know how it was problematic.
I don't even know why it's problematic.
I think it was problematic when she told me. I was like, oh,
Okay,
Oh.
Brittany, I'm interested. Can you spill
Oh,
the
okay,
tea?
sure. Okay.
Why is your
So,
audio
wait.
so crispy?
yeah, it sounds like firecrackers.
It sounds like
Yours
fireworks.
too.
And mine too?
Yeah, yours too. Or for me,
For me,
Eddie,
your
you sound fine.
yeah. For me, Brittany, your audio is like some fireworks.
Like,
that's how yours sound like too.
I know. No,
Okay.
No,
Maybe it's just
no,
a me and
Eddie.
Brittany thing.
Okay, then someone.
no, it's also
someone,
on me to Britney thing too.
Oh, you too. Brittany,
It's just
just
a
go
bit-
ahead. It's okay. We don't
Just
mind the
go.
firecrackers in the back.
Okay, I'll start.
Bruh. Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
Miracle.
okay.
So, I did mention this briefly in a previous episode, how like I was like, I think at some point those who can't at least remember 5 years of their life would like know
You're going back to my
about
butt.
Gangnam, would would know about Gangnam Style, right? Everybody
Mhm.
during that time knew about it. Everyone played it. Everyone danced to it, and that was like basically a worldwide first exposure to K-pop to everyone, but not everybody got into it, right? So me, that's like a similar story. So I mentioned before that my first K-pop song was Monsta X's Hero. I liked the song. It was fucking great. I was like, oh, this is something different. But I didn't realize it was in another language because they
How
only
could you not?
because like
I can be your hero.
that
How
was
does it
all in
go?
English.
How does it go?
And then I can't.
I just remember. I think it was Wonho. Who else?
Shonu-
Well, Shonu. Like they pulled up
Shonu raises
their
his shirt.
shirts. Yeah,
Dude,
I was like,
Shonu got me
Shonu.
shook. And then when I later found out, I was like, Shonu. I was like,
Shonu.
But my first exposure to K-pop, like understanding that it was K-pop, was I was like a big follower on the Fine Brothers, like the YouTubers React series.
Yeah.
Right. And one of my favorite YouTubers, I think it was the third episode they did of K-pop. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember. But I just remember that one of my favorite YouTubers at the time, Ryan Higa, was like in the thumbnail like of the video. And I was like, oh, he's in it. I'm gonna watch his whole right? So they started showing, I think they showed a Twice video, a BTS one, and then an EXO one. And the one that caught my attention was BTS, and they showed BTS Dope. And I was like captivated by the moves and everything. I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I looked it up and I was like, BTS Dope. And then I watched the music video.
BTS Opars.
And literally after that video, like my whole like recommendation for YouTube just changed to BTS. Like the next like recommended video that would play after one video after you finish it, and then it was like Big Bang's Big Bang Bang, and then EXO's Call Me Baby, and then like other ones like that, and I was like,
oh, what is this?
Dead ass, and I was like, oh my
God. What year was this? Like, when was this?
It was when that video came out, so I think it was like September of like 2015 for sure. And then I didn't understand what a comeback was, so I missed BTS's comeback with Run. And I was like, oh. So yeah, the comeback after that was technically my first comeback because the previous one I missed it. I had no fucking clue. I was too busy with GOT7, like around like November ish. But yeah, that's my origin story. After that, downhill.
Okay, let me just take a
know.
quick sip of my Pepsi, and then I'll share my debut.
Oh yes,
You're supposed to be drinking water.
Pepsi.
I don't care. Give me diabetes. I actually think I might
Okay,
get
then.
diabetes because my grandpa has it. Anyway,
Careful.
okay, my debut. Like I think
I
it
just
was
thought of that.
around. Okay, so my first K-pop song was Gangnam Style. Like I think a lot of most of us K-pop stans can agree that that song from Psy was like our first K-pop song. But I did not know it was K-pop. Like I had no idea K-pop was a thing. So when I first heard it, I was like, "What the hell is this? Like, what language is this in?" And I was never like that super interested to like figure out like what genre it was. I was like, Oppa Gangnam Style. It was just like, it was
Yeah.
just doing that little dance. And then let's see. Okay, so I had a friend who was super obsessed with like Asian stuff, like anime. She was into anime. She was into K-pop. She was into J-pop. Asian entertainment slash media.
I was that
And so
bitch too.
yeah, and I was friends with this girl since like kindergarten, and I think in middle school, maybe like sixth or seventh grade, is when she would always like try telling me stuff about like anime and J-pop. At that
And you
time,
were like, what?
at that time she wasn't into like K-pop. I think she didn't discover. I think she did, but she just didn't tell me
Mm.
because I discovered Gangnam Style was K-pop when she like in it was in fourth grade when that song came out, right? I think for me,
Around there. Hmm.
yeah, around that time. And then everyone was like, "What genre is this?" And she was the one that was like, "It's K-pop." And so that's how I knew. That's how I figured out it was K-pop. So yeah, she was into that stuff ever since she was young. I was like, "How does this bitch know all about like other cultures?" So she was she was woke, not woke.
She was woke.
She knew her
She
stuff
was
even before she
culturally
was cultured.
aware.
She was culturally aware.
Culturally woke.
Cultured.
Yeah, so like throughout
What do you
middle
mean?
school, she was always like, anime, she was always like that to me, and I found that so annoying. And really was like that in when I was in eighth grade, because there were times where she would just continuously talk to me. She would not stop talking to me. Like I would look away, and she was still like having a conversation with me about like all these stuff like all the animation stuff and all these K-pop boys. I was like, her name. I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm like, girl, like at the time I was like, can you shut up? I found it so annoying. So whenever she brought up K-pop, specifically K-pop, because
Hmm.
around like middle school is when I started watching. When I started like wasn't when I oh my god I can't even speak English. When I was being curious about anime, so I watched
Sorry.
some anime. So I didn't find that annoying. But when she started talking about her BTS oppars, I was like, shut up! I was like, I don't give a damn about your Korean band. Oh, girl. And then she started this in seventh grade too. She was like, BTS! And then, so I was like, you know what, girl? Can you just shut up? And then, so this was in like eighth grade 2016 when she was really like starting to tell me all about BTS and K-pop. Because September was when DNA came out. And
Mm.
then she told me like all about like how DNA was like an incredible song. I was like, I don't care. And then, and so she just kept telling me all this, and I kept getting really, really, really annoyed. Every single time this friend would always mention K-pop, to the point where like every single time she would mention it, I was like, I don't care. Can you stop talking about K-pop? So that's when I started to really, really hate K-pop because she just didn't make it seem interesting because that's all she would talk about. And then November, that's when the AMAs came out and BTS performed DNA on the AMAs for the first time. That's when like they first performed in an American Music Award show.
Hmm.
And so then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll check them out. Like in November. And so when I watched like the DNA performance, I was like, it's not my cup of tea, but it's like it's an okay song. I would admit it was an okay song. And then
Definitely overplayed. I'm just
it
saying.
was, yeah. And then I remember, and then after a year went by, when it was my freshman year of high school, um, it was because I had gym with Brittany. I think I had gym I think it was second period. Yeah, it was second period gym my freshman year. This was what did you just say, Brittany? What did you say?
Blur her name out.
Oh wait, did I say her name too?
No, I don't know. I said it though.
You said.
Oh, well,
You
because your
said.
audio was like, so we couldn't hear you.
I was
Okay,
like,
okay. So a year went by in like 8th grade. I was in high school in freshman year. Brittany and some other person, another K-pop stan, had gym in second period, and they would always talk about K-pop. And I found that even more annoying because it reminded me of the friend I had in elementary and middle school. And I was like, I was like, you know what? It's
You're
fine,
like,
whatever.
these
At this
bitches
point,
are
like,
everywhere.
I was like, these bitches are literally following me. So at that point, I was already I already, oh my god, what desensitized about like all these K-pop. They're like, BTS, EXO. They're like these K-pop people. I was like, oh my god. I was so freaking annoyed. But then I was like, over time, I gradually became like used to it just because of my friend. And so I think in maybe in April or May, what year was it? Maybe like 2018. That was when I was like, you know what? Maybe K-pop isn't a bad thing. And then Brittany and then the other K-pop stan friend kind of like got me into K-pop. I think they were like, you should listen to BTS, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you know what? I'll check BTS out. And then I was listening to BTS. And then the one song that really caught my attention was Mic Drop. Like I literally
Oh,
learned the
yeah.
choreo for it when, and I was like, and then that's when I like did the little dance in front of Brittany and the other friend, and they were like, they were freaking out. I remember it was during gym, and we were running around the soccer field outside, and we were too lazy to run, so we were just walking, and I just randomly did the can you see my bag like that, the part where V does the thingy in the mic drop video, and they were so shook. Like when I did it in front of them, they were like because I told them before how had a K-pop friend, and that's why I hated K-pop at the time because that's what she would always talk about. And so when I did the little dance, they were like, oh my god, they were shook. So I decided to, I was like, BTS Opars, they were like, you know? And then in May, they released Fake Love, Fake Love. And then that's what got me really, really into them. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm an army. Maybe I stand. Maybe I stand. And then and then in June, it was the last day of June, and Blackpink came back with doo 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 doo. And then I was like, oh my god, like these bitches really did. It's because oh, I said because
Blur, 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 blur.
okay, your friend Brittany, your friend that you hung out with, her. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes, I do, of course.
Yeah, okay, her.
Chiquita.
Yeah, that little one. She posted about Blackpink on her story. I was like, and then I was like, maybe I should watch this K-pop comeback. And I was like, oh my god, Blackpink really did that. And then from Blackpink, I got that's when I saw the reaction video about Blackpink, or like people reacted to like several Blackpink songs. And then that was like Boombayah. I was like, I like
Kumbaya was so good.
and that's when I like, oh my god, I loved everything. And then after watching Blackpink videos, I got recommendations from like other K-pop groups. Oh, I remember after I watched a Blackpink like music award show performance, Red Velvet's Peekaboo was recommended to me.
Oh my god, Brittany
But
hates that song.
I hated me too. When I watched the video, I was like, when I watched Red Velvet perform, I was like, what the fuck is this? It was like too cutie, and it was like way different because Blackpink has like girl crush concept, and Peekaboo was like, we kill men, kill all men, that type of vibe.
Yeah.
And so when I first listened to the song, when I first watched them perform, Peekaboo was like, I was shook. I was like, what the fuck is this? I hated it so much. And then from Red Velvet, and then listened to some of their songs, and I was like, you know what, maybe and then I really listened to them over the summer. I was super obsessed. And around that time, I got into Twice, and then I got into all these other boy groups, and I remember this one time, like Red Velvet came back with Power Up, but I had no idea they came back with Power Up. So and that was the time when I really got into them. And so when I watched the video, oh my god, I can't even speak. When I saw the trending like section of YouTube, they came up, was like, what? They came back? I didn't know it was a comeback at the time. Like I was barely learning like how K-pop groups go on music shows.
The terminology.
That's when I really got to learn the terminology. And then after that, I went like, I kept going downhill, and there was no way for me to like escape. And so
you were already too deep in the hole.
I was too deep in the K-pop hole, and I couldn't get out. That was my K-pop debut, guys. At first, it was like, I hate your BTS Opars, to like, Opars.
Mine is kind of similar to yours.
Right,
problematic.
Tell me the tea. Tell me how you were problematic.
I don't know how it's problematic, but okay.
Oh, you told me that. I'm like, that low key problematic, dude.
Okay, my story I think starts like around 6th grade. What year is that?
Girl, who knows? 2015, 2014. I think it was around 2015, 2016.
Yeah, probably 2015. So around 2015, I was like in my anime stage. That was like my prime. My prime year.
Prime.
Your prime year.
My prime year. You know the artist Ball, right?
The what?
The what?
Ball?
No. I have no idea who that is.
Okay, whatever. Let's just skip through that. She's an artist. Anyway.
Oh, Boa. Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. I see you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Oh my god.
I love that song. Anyways, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I found out about.
Oh, like Boa, like the artist.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
SM.
Oh,
yeah.
SM, okay.
She makes anime openings and endings.
I did not know that.
So I found out about K-pop through her, but I despise K-pop. I saw K-pop as like my enemy.
Why?
For some reason, I just did not. I don't know. I didn't like them. I didn't like
Problematic.
You need Jesus.
You do need Jesus.
Stop bullying me.